Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi. All right, so listen, listen. You know, the last video I left off on, I got to this page here, right? This is the the Women's Mosque of America, um, located in L.A. All right, the Women's Mosque of America is our nation's first women-led Muslim house worship to date. We have trained over 150 women to deliver a khutbah, lit prayer, recite the adhan call to prayer, and take up the position of mosque leadership for the first time in their lives. Together, together we are creating a movement to spark a women-led Islamic renaissance, one that is led by Muslim women's voices, leadership, and scholarship. You can sign up here to find out about our upcoming events. This year, the Women's Mosque is inviting you to take part in our building our historic new Quran literacy program, a women-led co-ed program that will lead the global Muslim Ummah to take ownership of our relationship to our book, religion, and creator by reading the Quran in English within the span of a year. All right, listen. Obviously, I mentioned this in the last video I did, just recently. We don't need any sort of revolutions or renaissances for Islam. The idea that women can't be educated in Islam is like, how did you how did you get to this conclusion? I wonder. Um, like what led you to believe that? Because if you go to like if you go to the history of Islam, um, the top five narrators of the hadiths, Aisha is number four. All right, so obviously Abu Hurairah will be number one. Abdullah ibn Umar is number two, and then you have Anas ibn Malik number three. So Aisha is she is a top four, and she was one of the best scholars of all time for Islam. So this idea that like you can't you need to no you're allowed to be a Muslim woman and seek knowledge of Islam. What happens is the way that the feminists say that women should behave and act and be treated as such, and this whole like girl power, girl boss movement that we have going on here, um, this is how they have convinced the entire world, hey, listen, you all should believe this way, and this is sadly affected Muslim girls. Like, um, I was I was talking to my sister one of these days, it was 7 years ago, right? And um, she's like, who whose idea was it to fight for my right to work? like, like you, I don't want to work a job. I'm sick of this. Like her, she my sister told me once. She said, "I can't wait to get back in my place in the kitchen." All right. So like listen, um, and this is something that always bog my mind hearing it. It's like girls are like, "Yo, like I want to like join the workforce." Every guy that you ever speak to that has a job, majority of them hate their job. Like men don't want to work. We just work because we have to provide for our families. So so like the idea that like they're fighting to work mind boggling me. But then like that's just like male. But for Islam, bro, listen, our religion is perfect as it is. We don't need anything. Um, and listen, like yes, there are some examples where folks will mistreat women in the religion. They'll also mistreat men in the religion as well. This is not a problem with Islam. This is a problem with the people. I believe it was Yasser Hadi who said, "The religion is divine. The people are not. So the people are gonna make mistakes. They're going to have injustices. And Allah will deal with them, and He'll handle their affairs. But like this, one person's actions do not define the entire religion. That's not how it works. So you can have a bad experience with Fulan A, and that doesn't mean that every Fulan from A to Z is terrible. No, that just means that you had a one bad experience. It may taint your view of it, sure, but to say just blanketly that hey, this is we need to have a change. No, you don't. There's this is the thing too. Like I know so many Muslim women who are happy and love the religion as it is, and they don't have any complaints. It's always these like hippie type of revolutionizing modernistic style approaching, using their own feelings and beliefs to add sauce into, add sauce into the religion, right? And if you're if there are no if there are no men present, yes, a woman can lead other women into Salah, absolutely. But to just have a woman's only mosque, they, they be doing things, ya Allah. I see that's it.
God tells us in the Quran that we have a right and a responsibility to own our faith. And there are many reasons every day and many forces that don't want us to own our faith, both outside of our community and inside of it. But the most important force of all is the one that is inside of us, our souls. And we need to invest in that direct relationship with God.
All right. I really.
The call to prayer by a woman in a women's only mosque. It's the first of its kind in America. It's gained attention and generated a lot of controversy and discussion within the Muslim community here and beyond.
It's not an alternative space, and it's not a competition with other mosques. It's very similar to the concept of a women's gym.
Hasna Maznavi, the founder, Women's Mosque of America. Of course, the founder doesn't cover properly. Of course. So this is the example you give for this is the person who is the founder of the mosque, someone who doesn't cover properly.
Or a women's college, in that women can come here, grow inspired and empowered, and grow closer to their sisters in faith, and then return to their existing and local mosques and come with a newfound confidence to make those places better.
Women and men usually pray under the same roof, albeit separately, but never would a woman lead the prayers. There are few places this could happen outside America.
I'm just delighted to be able to pray with other women. I come from Pakistan, where only men go to the mosque.
It's the first time I've walked into a mosque and not had to worry about what I'm wearing or what I look like. Instead,
you should have to you should have to worry about what you're wearing as a Muslim sister and as a Muslim man too, just to be clear. But like, you can't just wear anything anywhere, because you have to cover properly according to the religion. So her saying that I can finally wear what I want to, I mean, yeah, sure, because the other people who are astray aren't going to judge you for being astray, because they're also astray. It makes sense that way,
that I can just go in there and pray and have it be a religious experience.
There aren't many mosques where you see a Star of...
Is that the Star of David? Yeah. Of course, listen. This tells you all you need to know about this mosque. This mosque, right? The Star of David tells you all. This is an Israeli-funded mosque for sure. All right, trying to cause ties division in the Muslim Ummah. It's not gonna work.
David on the outside of the building. This used to be a synagogue. Now it's a multi-faith space.
I wonder how conveniently, the synagogue.
The organizers say it's about inclusion of women, but also of other religions.
Inclusion of men, but also including women, but also other religions. This is not, it's not how it works in our religion. We can accept other faiths. We accept that, yes, that there are Christians and Jews, but we are the only correct religion to follow. So if you are someone of another faith, listen, you can believe whatever you want to believe. That's cool, hunky dory dandy. But that's just not how it works, and you aren't going to enter paradise believing things other than Allah. It's especially if they have this mosque and whatever these people know about Islam, then yes, you'll be judged for that by not believing in Allah, which is act of kufr.
But they're not necessarily ideas as welcomed by the more traditional or conservative American Muslims.
I just feel like the mosque is for the family.
For everyone.
Yes. So
Yes.
therefore, if it's for everyone, how can you leave the men out?
You can't really have all women's masjid. What does need to be addressed is whether the conditions or the space, for women or their needs are being met at the
Yeah.
local masjid.
It's new, it's daring, and it's in America, where all the discussion is at least helping to tackle a common ignorance over Islam and the role of Muslim women. Alistair Leith, BBC News, Los Angeles.
Of course. Hey, listen. Hey, listen. That made the most sense that I've ever seen. Okay, seeing the Star of David, but that tells you everything that you need to know. Listen. Obviously, there are women who feel left out for certain things. And so as the brother mentioned, yes, they need to have better inclusive spaces for girls, for the women who want to attend the masajid. Even though you get more blessings for staying at home, there's some girls who like to like if I'm going to Jumu'ah, right? My wife wants to go with me. Cool, no problem. Because she wants to go out with me, no problem. But but you do get blessings, more blessings for staying at home. And so starting your own masjid where the girls can wear whatever they want to isn't really the option. We don't need that. We don't need this at all. Especially and like listen, if if this supposed to be like a not a mosque, but let's just say like this is just a space dedicated for Muslim women, right? Where she opened that space up was like, hey, this is for like Muslim women events, and we have a hair salon here. Cool. We're gonna do Muslim activities here. We're gonna teach. Gonna have a gym for our Muslim sisters because obviously they don't really have like women's only gyms here in the U.S. Right? Cool. But it should be like, hey, I'm teaching you about your religion. I'm educating you about, hey sister, listen, you're a Muslim. That's great. Sister here with the red hair, that's great. We're going to try to encourage you to cover up properly, to start wearing the scarf, the hijab, and to learn more about your religion. All right, so that you can be just like the sister behind you. All right, that should be the goal. But if it's not, then I don't know. Yeah, Allah. All right. I need to get back to work. I need to get back to work. I'm a put these out inshallah in the coming few days. Assalamu alaikum warahmatullahi wabarakatuh.